100,000 years ago, humans were starving half the time. No stable shelter, no guaranteed safety. Every single hour of the day was survival. So here's a question that doesn't add up. Why did these same starving humans spend hours drilling tiny holes into seashells just to string them into a necklace? A necklace does not feed you. It doesn't keep you warm. It doesn't protect you from a predator. So why did they bother? Turns out that question has been keeping archaeologists busy for decades. And the answer is stranger than you'd think. Let's start with the evidence itself. In a cave in Morocco, researchers found something remarkable: 33 tiny shell beads, each one deliberately pierced with a hole meant to be strung together. Their age? Roughly 142,000 years old. That's not a typo. That's over 100,000 years before the first pyramid was even imagined. Before writing existed. Before farming existed. Before most of what we consider civilization even began. And these people were already making jewelry, so this isn't a modern habit we picked up recently. This is ancient. Almost impossibly ancient. So what does that actually tell us, according to scientists? Quite a lot, actually. Because making jewelry isn't simple. It requires planning ahead, finding the right shell, the right tool. It requires patience. And most importantly, it requires abstract thinking. Understanding that an object can mean something beyond its physical use, beyond food, beyond survival. That's a big cognitive leap. In fact, many scientists treat early jewelry as a marker of something huge. Symbolic thought, the exact same mental ability behind language, art, and religion. So this tiny shell bead is a bigger deal than it looks. But here's where it gets even stranger. Homo sapiens weren't the only ones doing this. Neanderthals made jewelry too. In a cave in Croatia, researchers found eagle talons, deliberately notched, strung together just like a necklace. Their age? About 130,000 years. Which means this behavior isn't unique to us at all. It might be older than our species itself. Which raises an obvious question. If it wasn't for warmth, food, or safety, what was it actually for? Scientists have a few competing theories. Theory 1, identity. In a world of scattered tribes, jewelry may have worked like a badge. I belong to this group. Not that one. In a dangerous world, knowing who's us and who's them mattered a lot. Theory 2, protection. Many early ornaments used predator parts, teeth, claws, talons, not random materials. Wearing a predator's tooth might have symbolically transferred its power. A kind of early good luck charm. Protection you could literally wear. Theory 3, attraction. This one is exactly what it sounds like. Looking well adorned signaled health and resources. You had time to spare for decoration, which meant you were skilled enough to survive with time left over. A prehistoric version of "I've got this handled." Attractive to potential mates, useful for survival. Theory 4, trade. Some beads were made from shells found nowhere near where they were buried, hundreds of miles away. Which means these beads traveled, likely passed between different groups. An early form of trade and connection. Jewelry wasn't just decoration. It might have been an early social network. So which theory is correct? Honestly, probably all four, layered together. Identity, protection, attraction, and trade, all wrapped into one small object. Which honestly might be the most human thing about it. We rarely do anything for just one reason. But there's something even more surprising. This wasn't a one-time invention in one single place. It happened again, and again. In Africa, in Europe, in Asia, independently. Groups that never met each other. Separated by oceans and thousands of years. All arrived at the exact same idea. Put something meaningful around your body. That's not a coincidence. That's something deeply built into us. A near universal human instinct. So let's fast forward. Tens of thousands of years later, shells became beads, beads became metal, metal became gold, silver, gemstones. The materials changed completely, but the reasons behind it barely changed at all. Look at a wedding ring, identity. I belong to this person. Status, showing what you can provide. Even a bit of protection, a promise you literally carry on your body. Sound familiar? It should. It's the exact same instinct from 142,000 years ago, just repackaged. Think about your own jewelry drawer for a second. That necklace from someone you love. That watch that says something about who you are. That ring you never take off. None of it keeps you warm. None of it feeds you. And yet, almost nobody goes without it. Because somewhere deep down, it was never really about survival. It was about being seen, being known, being remembered. A tiny drilled shell carrying a message across 142,000 years. I was here. I mattered to someone. I was more than just surviving. Which brings us back to that original question. Why would starving, struggling humans bother making jewelry at all? Maybe because survival was never the whole point. Meaning mattered too. Even in the hardest conditions imaginable. Especially in the hardest conditions imaginable. Because beauty and meaning weren't luxuries. They were part of what kept people human. So the next time you put on a necklace or slide on a ring, you're taking part in one of the oldest rituals humans have ever practiced. Older than agriculture, older than cities, older than most of what we call modern life. A tiny piece of shell worn around the neck, saying something words couldn't. Long before there were words to say it, and somehow we never stopped. Not for 142,000 years, not once. Every culture, every era, every version of being human. Something in us needed to wear meaning, not just carry it, wear it, visible, undeniable, part of who they were. So maybe that starving hunter wasn't wasting time at all. Maybe they understood something we still understand today. That surviving was never quite enough. You had to matter too. And 142,000 years later, we're still wearing exactly the same idea.